Gita Dhyan. O Bhagavad Gita, by which Arjuna was illumined by Lord Krishna himself, and which was composed of 18 chapters within the Mahabharata by the ancient sage Vyasa. O Divine Mother, destroyer of rebirth, who showers the nectar of oneness upon us. O Bhagavad Gita, my affectionate mother, on thee I meditate. All the Upanishads are the cows. The milker is the cowherd boy, Krishna. Arjuna is the calf. People of purified intellect are the drinkers. And the milk is the supreme nectar of the Gita. My salutations to the Lord, who is the source of supreme bliss, whose grace makes the mute eloquent and the crippled cross mountains. Hari Om Tat Sat. Okay, so we continue with the yoga of the cosmic vision. And Lord Krishna has given us the divine sight. Oh my. Huh. So continuing, and Sanjaya was describing, and now Arjuna directly. Sanjaya was describing, as a narrator, as a third party, describing what it was that Arjuna was experiencing, and now Arjuna speaks. So first, Arjuna's hair stood on end. Amazed and ecstatic, he fell in adoration before the Lord, pressed his palms together near his heart, and spoke. So, see if we can capture any of the bhava of this. I don't know, the first time you might have seen photographs that were amazing photographs of some of the universal shapes. There would have been a first time for that. Kartikeya, you're very, very interested in all of this. So, was it a wow when you first saw that? There are some presentations of it which are quite amazing. Nothing like just a drop in the bucket compared to what this experience that's being described is, but still a little something to relate to. So I can touch the first wows. And so now is a seeing of these universal forms, but not separate. So also experiencing the divinity of them. And by the words don't go there, but also experiencing the divinity of it, experiencing it as in the whole, and experiencing it centered right here. So his hair stood on end. Shocking. Shocking. Shocking, you're too jaded. Allow yourself to be shocked. Quit holding on to all this staid, worldly stuff. Don't hold on to being jaded. Allow yourself to be in awe. Allow yourself to be in awe. My God, if you step back from our little lives and the little things that we concern ourselves with, we enter a state of awe if we can allow ourselves to step back. And it's the constant state of God. This bliss can also be expressed as awe in relationship to the expression. So awestruck. Amazed and ecstatic, he fell in adoration before the Lord, pressed his palms together near his heart and spoke, "O Lord, I see the devas in you." Remember the devas? So I see the cosmic forces at work within you. Your body contains every living creature and all levels of evolution, even the creator, Brahma, seated on the lotus and surrounded by the ancient sages and celestial serpents. It seems so amazing what's being described, but in fact, aren't the constellations named after the shapes and all of this? Many of them. Yes. I remember the basic ones. I related the basic ones: Big Dipper, Little Dipper, like that. But I know that Leo is there, and I know. So in fact, he's seeing the forms, not just individualized. You are what is to be known, the supreme imperishable reality. You are the treasure house of the universe, the refuge in all creatures, and the eternal guardian of the Dharma. Now I understand you are Purusha, the ancient of the ancients. So you are all of this, and you are also that which all of this is coming from. On 16, I see thee, a boundless form on every side, with manifold arms, stomachs, mouths, and eyes. Neither the end, nor the middle, nor also the beginning do I see, O Lord of the universe, O cosmic form. And a little commentary from Swami Chinmayananda. And he speaks of this, the process of opening ourselves up actually requires you to get like a crowbar and open yourself up. Because you find yourself so closed down. Dull. Yeah. Trying to deal with everything in the mind. Trying to sort it out, and if it doesn't make any sense, we set it aside. So we kind of have to get that crowbar and see if we can get some bhava going. Create a little space for that joy.
Crack the head.
Yeah, crack the head open. Split the heart.
Like Hanuman.
Yeah, like Hanuman.
No, we don't. I don't know.
Come out of ourselves.
Yes.
So, and here he speaks of it. A limited human intellect is not the instrument with which one can perceive in one sweep the infinite majesty of the universal form. It must necessarily stand staggered, the intellect, at the vastness of the concept and the significances of its sheer dimensions. I mean, really, it's impossible to grasp. Even if you consider some universe of things, it's impossible to grasp. And it's truly awe-inspiring if we can step back and get out of our little lives and see what's here. The microcosm and the macrocosm are really one. They play out at every level. And so here, this universal body, here's this little body, which is awe-inspiring. How in the world is this breath coming? How am I speaking? Oh my God. How is this thought coming? What is this mind? And then beginning more and more to relate to the divinity of all of this and the universality of all of this. And then on a massive scale, on an infinite scale, all of which is the body of the one. This is the body of the one. That's the body of the one. All of this is the body of the one. All of it is within the body of the one. This is what's being described. This is not make-believe stuff. We live in a make-believe world. We make our make-believe world as we go. We hide from the current moment. We don't want to be here now. We want to be in our imaginary places. We want to be in our shelters. We want to protect ourselves. But there's nothing to protect yourself from, dear. There's just love here. Nothing to protect yourself from. You are infinite. You are eternal. You are the I. Nothing to protect from. It's all okay. It's all okay. Open yourself up. Crack it open. So, and this limited intellect can't get it. It won't. It won't. It will lead you to the door if you guide it, if you let it. But then it's beyond comprehension. It is so far beyond comprehension. A little bit of this is so far beyond comprehension, isn't it? Yeah. Oh. So he continues, it, the intellect, must necessarily stand staggered at the vastness of the concept and the significances of its sheer dimensions. Oh my God, just a little bit of what science sees, and to come finally into a deeper understanding of what this is. That this is all the one divine in expression. This is all the Leela. Just playing out. God's dream, yes, but we don't diminish it when we say it's God's dream. We glorify it. That the Lord is the one dynamic truth behind every organ of activity and in every existent thing is indicated here when Arjuna says, I see thee a boundless form on every side, with manifold arms, stomachs, mouths, and eyes. You see, here we're so used to relating to my this and my that, so find my body for a moment, my stomach, my eyes. Oh, wait, they're not mine. Your stomach, your eyes. Oh, wait, they're not mine. And so micro and macro, the atoms also see in a way. Yeah. Full of it, full of life, full of intelligence, made of life, made of intelligence. Everything here is made of it. Everything here is made of Satchidananda, constructed of Satchidananda. So Satchidananda is present in every cell, in every subatomic particle, in every one of these waves. So, manifold arms, and eyes, and noses, and tongues, and eating, chewing, spitting things out. Black holes, sucking things in, eating it all up. And the supernova spitting it all out. On a massive scale, unimaginable. Life, all living, breathing at every level, from the subatomic particles to the waves underlying them, all the way out to the expanses of the cosmos and the universe, all of these phantasmagorical. I see the boundless form on every side, with manifold arms, stomachs, mouths, and eyes. This is not to be construed as a caricature of truth, says Swamiji. This warning is necessary for all hasty artists who, inspired by the theme, generally rush to the field of thought to represent this cosmic form with their brushes and colors. And they all but fail miserably. So it can't be comprehended, but it can be related to as incomprehensible. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
You can have your personal relationship with it as incomprehensible. And what's wrong with that? It's beyond my understanding. Oh my God, it is so far beyond my understanding, so far beyond me, this limited intellect speaking, right? I am in absolute awe of it. Oh my God, look at where I live. Look at where I am.
So, Swamiji,
Oh.
is it possible to like see all that, but you're not in awe?
No, dear. It's not. If there's no awe, you're not seeing. You're not seeing. You're still stuck in a mundane way of seeing. If there's no awe. Still stuck in a mundane way of seeing. Trying to make sense of it in the mind. It can't be done. So that's not seeing. The only seeing here anyway is God seeing. So if you can't relate to that, you're not there yet. That's okay. That's okay. It tells you you're not there yet. So you don't get stuck that way. Huh? If you see, you are in awe.
But it's also possible to lose this awe.
No. It's possible for it to be hidden. It's possible to hide it.
Right.
It's possible to hide from it. Indeed, yeah. It is. But you can't lose it because you are it. It's part of the quality of the Absolute. So you can't actually lose what you've always had, but you can forget.
Right.
It's a subtle difference, but a real difference. You can lose a pin because you can set it down on the road somewhere, it can fall out of your pocket. But you can't lose happiness. You can't lose what you are. The musk deer can't lose the musk. Can only forget, get confused, and imagine it to be somewhere else. But good news, you can't lose it.
So it's a constant state. So Arjuna is still in awe even after the vision.
Arjuna is a much lighter being after the vision.
Okay.
Arjuna is a much lighter being after the vision. But having said that, he does ask at the end, as we come forward here, he does ask, please stop it. I can't handle this. Oh, I'm freaking out here. But it's a different kind of freaking out than chapter 1's freaking out.
Right. Yeah.
Because here it's freaking out too much bliss, too much of this Shakti, too much seeing this way. I want to see the old way again.
Ground back down.
Oh.
I think a lot of people can be reminded of the awe when we see like a magician or we see like people using their mind to move something. Like
Beautiful particular, yeah. And then how much more is this than that? So, and what to say? Well, we have to open our eyes to what's here. And that's why he said, get a crowbar. I mean, really recognize, I don't get it, but recognize it and say, but it's here to get. But it's here to get. It's not about making something, it's about allowing. It's really about taking ourselves into this place where we open ourselves to higher truths and higher realities. And these higher truths and higher realities are within us also. Nothing's outside of us. And by the way, this statement is a basic scientific statement. It can't be anywhere other than where we are. Because we're made of it. This body is constructed of it, but also the piece inside is it. the joy that we experience whenever we experience joy is it. It's not something out there. It wasn't ever in the diamond. It wasn't ever in the trick that someone did. It was always here, you see. Which is, it. When we really take a little time and relate to that, some of that sense of awe is bound to come too. How did it get there? Who put it there? Was it an accident? What's the purpose? Oh.
Yeah, I can't help but remember.
Life is not dry. Life is wet, juicy. Slurp it up. Look at Thich Nhat Hanh. Look at that smile. He speaks softly, but look at that absolute joy, childhood joy that bubbles forth whenever he's present. You say, oh, he must have a really dry life. No, my dear. Absolutely not. Okay. We continue with Swami. Oh, Hara, you had something.
I was just going to say, when you start getting awe, it seems like it expands.
It does.
Yeah.
And that really is what's happening with Arjuna here. And finally, it's like too much. Stop! I'm going to blow up in awe.
That's how my really powerful.
It does. If you take some time and feed the feeling of awe about anything. You know, the scientists who are looking at these atoms and the subatomic particles, they're bound to experience it. Unless they're really stuck in themselves. And what does that mean in the mental process? Because in the mental process itself, there is no awe. But the root of the mental process, where did it come from, is awful. Full of awe. And again, you have to have had an experience where you were trying to follow it with the mind, and then it became too much and the mind just stopped working, and you experienced this awe. You must have had. Yes? Yeah, so this is it. When the mind stops, you experience awe.
And it stops when the mind comes back.
Sorry?
It stops when the mind comes back.
Yeah. Oh. Well, and then it tries to figure it out. You know, so much of this on pilgrimage, for example. And this is where I say, but it's in your daily life.
Yes.
For goodness sakes. Things are always coming to you, and you have no idea where they came from. And if you try to figure it out, you won't be able to figure it out. But if you allow yourself to be present to what happened, then awe will arise.
It tries to figure out how to recreate it.
Yes, right. How to do it again.
Yeah.
And then we come back into the mental world about getting frustrated then with not being able to replicate it and all of this. So, whenever somebody would offer me a bottle of water, if someone offers you a meal, Hari, where did it come from?
From God.
And if you actually take a little bit of time to visualize the process and how it happened, and how in the world it came to you, it's quite something.
Yes.
And especially if you can relate to it, not just God as a name, but in terms of really if we can see the grace in it. So as a pilgrim, it made it easier, as it were, which is I would not ask for anything and then it would come, right? And here in ashram, you say, I don't ask for anything and then it comes, but still, if it doesn't come to you at a certain time, your stomach starts rumbling. And then you go in the kitchen and make something yourself. So you don't get it as a result. Because it's there, available for you, and you say, well, I'll wait for a while. But if you resolve, I will wait until it's offered, period, then it's different. And for Pilgram, this is the way it has to be. So then something would come, and always, if you look, the circumstances are mysterious if you actually look. But if you have an expectation of the way it works and where it comes from and what time it is, and this person did it, 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 and how many times before we finally get, wait a second, I don't get it. Because these people aren't doing it. Because it always comes at the right time.
Yeah.
And how did they know? How did he know? How did she know? Right? Like that.
Yeah.
So, always ends up in a mystery. And then you look at the mystery. And yeah, if we don't feel awe, then get that crowbar out. So here in exploring this cosmic vision still, he says the universal oneness is not an object of perception. It's only a fact to be realized or apprehended. So it's not that you're going to see the oneness as an object with the physical eyes, or smell it with the physical nose, or taste it with the physical tongue, or any of this. You have to apprehend it. And really, practically speaking, this is what changes the angle of view. Don't just wait around for Krishna to touch you on the third eye, because that's already happened. Apprehend it, come to understand it, to relate to it. Not just intellectually, because it's so far beyond the intellect, unimaginable, really. So far beyond the intellect, so far above the intellect. The light, how did the light come to be? What is the nature of this light? And look at this is all the one light. And that's something that's apprehended or realized. And yes, there are mystic visions, and yes, there are all of these miraculous experiences. But we miss the fact that even in the moment, it's just miraculous experience. One after another after another. Who's breathing here? Just take a second, close your eyes. Who is breathing through your body? Please, just close your eyes for a moment. Ask yourself that question. Who is breathing through my body? Whose blood is coursing through these veins? Whose life force is animating all of this? Who's controlling the heartbeat? Who's looking out and seeing this? Oh, my Lord. The universal oneness is not an object of perception. It is only a fact to be realized or apprehended. This is endorsed by the very words that Arjuna immediately of Arjuna that immediately follow in the stanza. Neither the end, nor the beginning, nor the middle of thee do I see. Everywhere. Where's the beginning? Where's the end? The description of the truth, from which all names and forms arise, in which they exist, and into which they all merge back at the end of their temporary play, cannot be better done in any other way, and those who, with sympathetic understanding, get at the real import of these stanzas can appreciate their rich beauties and luxurious warmth. The above stanzas express the oneness that threads through the mortal beings and finite things of the world, making a single garland of them all. And Hari, the question you asked, it's a good question. But recognize that you are made of your boss, and your boss is awe. So then the question is, what is separating me from the reality then? And we could say you haven't embraced it fully yet. You haven't sloshed around in it yet. You haven't swam in it yet. You haven't danced in it yet. That's all. But your boss, swimming, sloshing, dancing, singing, all of the time. So it's safe. You actually have nothing to worry about. You can let everything go and slosh. While we prepare to take Fio to the school. While we cook, yay! While we cook. While we sit in the morning staff meeting. While we sit here and read from the Geeta. While we talk with our neighbor. Yeah, I mean, really this experience that we're having has to be here in order to recognize the divinity of all. And all of this is being within the divinity. It needs to be here because it's a very practical process of seeing it in the little and the large. Okay. We'll continue. So it's Tuesday. We'll let people that are online know in advance about whether we continue tomorrow morning or on Thursday morning. We'll come back to. There's a question about the walking meditation we didn't do last week, so we'll discuss.
Okay.
Machi and I talked about it today. Oh no, Shiva. Okay, we'll close with final prayers and arati, page 174. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandim Pushtivardhanam Orvai Rukmiva Bandhanan Mritor Mokshiyamam Mritat Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandim Pushtivardhanam Orvai Rukmiva Bandhanan Mritor Mokshiyamam Mritat Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandim Pushtivardhanam Orvai Rukmiva Bandhanan Mritor Mokshiyamam Mritat Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Shantu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Makashitu Prabhavave Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mritam gamaya. Om Purnamida Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Adorable Lord of mercy and love, salutations and prostrations unto thee. Thou art omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient. Thou art Satchidananda. Thou art existence, knowledge, and bliss absolute. Thou art the indweller of all beings. Grant us an understanding heart, equal vision, balanced mind, faith, devotion, and wisdom. Grant us inner spiritual strength to resist temptation and to control the mind. Free us from egoism, lust, anger, greed, hatred, and jealousy. Fill our hearts with divine virtues. Let us behold thee in all these names and forms. Let us serve thee in all these names and forms. Let us ever remember thee. Let us ever sing thy glories. Let thy name be ever on our lips. Let us abide in thee forever and ever. On below Satguru Shivananda Maharaj Ki, and for all of the saints and sages of all the traditions. Jai.